a question I've been asking myself for a while now, guys, ever since Apex Legends was released, was does this mean that Respawn are moving away from the Titanfall games and just going to be focusing on Apex Legends? And it was a big time question for me because I like the Titanfall games and I want to see the continuation of them moving forward. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Apex. I think it's fun and, I would love to see more game modes outside of Battle Royale and, so on and so forth. But I do enjoy and respect really what they're building as far as Apex Legends is concerned. Now, one thing that I have mentioned in the past, guys, when talking about Titanfall and the continuation of this franchise moving forward, I've talked about, just what this means for the franchise, that being Apex coming out the time that it did, and what this means kind of for the future, because Apex Legends, of course, is within the Titanfall universe. And so does this mean that because of the success of Apex Legends, could it lead to a Titanfall 3 or just a continuation in some form or another of the Titanfall universe? And I'm going to just really quick right off the bat, the answer is yes, guys. Here's why. Apex Legends has done incredibly well. When it came out, guys, it did so well. I mean, in my opinion, it was a better Battle Royale than Fortnite. And I'll tell you, the reason I liked it more than Fortnite was because Fortnite was so much based upon the building aspect, which if you weren't good at building, basically you didn't even really want to play the game at that point. Apex was a little bit, not as complex as far as like having an element like building, and it was still a lot of fun. First-person shooter. I love the first-person shooter genre as well. And so all in all, it felt like it felt similar to like Titanfall, and it just, it even had some feels of like Call of Duty and such. And so I really enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, it comes down to what everyone else thought about it. Lots of people really like it. It's got a big concurrent fan base and lots of players that are playing it on a daily basis. And what this did, though, was it really put the notice on Titanfall. See, in the past, guys, Titanfall, I feel that there was significant problems there with the Titanfall games because they would market them in pretty well, but then they would release them around the time that Call of Duty and Battlefield are both coming out like the same week or something. And so when I look at that and I see that they would be releasing Titanfall around the same time that Call of Duty and Battlefield are coming out, obviously they're trying to make a statement that they're better than Call of Duty and Battlefield. And look, not saying that they aren't, but the thing is that they didn't have as big of a fan base yet built up, compared to that of Call of Duty and Battlefield that have been building fan bases for years at this point. So what I'll say is this. Apex Legends has, since it's been so successful, I believe that it absolutely will greenlight a Titanfall 3. And because people are going to want it, because now there's a lot of people are starting to play Titanfall because of Apex Legends. They're trying it out. They're seeing where they're getting all these different weapons and all the, the movement system and everything. People are trying it out. And so Titanfall 3 would actually have a really good opportunity to be successful because Apex Legends could obviously point people in the right direction. They could point people right to Titanfall 3 and, they could be marketing Titanfall 3 for free on their own platform, on their own game. They can basically be promoting Titanfall 3. And how cool would that be to have such a massive juggernaut of a game like Apex Legends at this point that's promoting Titanfall 3? Titanfall 3 would probably succeed just by that alone. And then some outside marketing, if you had a really, a fun campaign, you had really good multiplayer modes within, within Titanfall 3, it could be really special. Now, on the flip side of that, Respawn may not want to split up the community between, Titanfall 3 and Apex Legends. Maybe they just want to continue with Apex Legends. I just think that here's my problem with Battle Royales as a whole. Not that they're not evolving over time, but the fact of the matter is that there needs to be more game modes. So I'll give you an example. Call of Duty Modern Warfare comes out, guys, as a, has a full campaign, which is probably the best campaign in my opinion in the entire franchise. On top of, they've got some co-op modes, that being like Spec Ops, and then on top of that, they have multiplayer, and a bunch of multiplayer modes to say the least. And then later on, they add Warzone, which ends up becoming the biggest battle royale for a period of time. And so what I'm getting at here is this, is that having more sometimes is much better than having less. So Warzone is great and you have fun playing it, but when you're sick of playing that, you can play the multiplayer. You're sick of playing that, you can play the Spec Ops. Sick of playing that, you can play the campaign over and look for all the intel. Whatever it is, guys, there's so many ways to connect with Call of Duty. It's why it's been the best-selling game every single year for who knows how long at this point, guys. It's been a long time. And so Titanfall and Apex Legends in particular, I gotta say, Apex is a lot of fun, but it would be great if they added some other game modes, like some team deathmatch, and they added, just other modes outside of, the Battle Royale mode there, and you have some other modes, like some new maps and things of that nature, to really bring people back to continue playing, the game, but you're also playing, some other maps. You're trying other things out besides just the Battle Royale side of things. Because I think the problem is that Battle Royale is going to get stale over time if there's not more to kind of hold these games up. I've said it forever. With Fortnite, sure, the events are great, but they need to have other maps, other ways that you can connect with Fortnite. Sure, they have Save the World, but I mean more like smaller maps, some small maps that you can just play, team deathmatch, no building aspects, and things of that nature. I know that they do different game modes, but it's all on the same map, guys. It's all on this big map, and they try to change things up, but I personally think having more modes, having more maps, and things of that nature certainly help a franchise. So Apex, if they're not going to do those things, I absolutely think they should do Titanfall 3, and they could market it right on, the Titanfall 3 interface, and there you have it. Titanfall 3 has a very good chance of being successful. Move it away from the release date of like of Call of Duty and Battlefield. Have its own release date. Guys, it could be something special. And so, in my opinion, Apex Legends could very well lead to Titanfall 3, guys, because of the success of it, but also that people are wanting more of the story. People are wanting to see where things can materialize, and I think people also want to play something outside of the Battle Royale side of it. But with that being said, guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see a Titanfall 3, or is Apex Legends enough for all of you? Let me know in the comment section below, and for more Titanfall 3 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.